Okay, so how to prepare for your final exam on psychoanalysis, Marxism, feminism, deconstruction, eco-criticism, post-colonialism. So there's a lot of units there. It's a comprehensive exam, but you've already taken several quizzes. You have taken the exam that covers psychoanalysis, Marxism, feminism, and deconstruction. So I think for the final exam, though it's comprehensive, you're already pretty well familiar with the units that you were tested on for exam one. So I think that it would be in your interest, especially given it's the end of the semester and we're all running out of gas and energy, to prioritize and focus on the last two units that we covered, which is to say eco-criticism and post-colonialism. So this is what I suggest you do. First and foremost, go back and read through again eco-criticism key concepts. There are a host of key concepts for the unit on eco-criticism that you should be familiar with and be able to identify. I'm not terribly concerned as to whether you can define uh, the concepts from eco-criticism, but I want to make sure that you're able to at least correctly identify the concepts from eco-criticism. So probably either multiple choice or true false questions. I don't think I'm going to be asking you any short answer questions on the unit on eco-criticism, especially since it was a relatively short unit and we didn't spend a lot of time on it. But you do need to be able to identify the key concepts from eco-criticism. Okay. Post-colonialism, that's another story. We spent more time on that. And so if you haven't read through post-colonialism 1, the study guide, again, I suggest you just go back and review it, and do the same with post-colonialism 2. And then read through the document included in Blackboard under Readings and Miscellany on neocolonialism. It's a little mini essay that attempts to define neocolonialism, and also it attempts to explain how it is that neocolonialism works or operates, specifically in connection with the documentary film that we saw recently, Stephanie Black's Life and Debt. Okay? And then, secondly, you should carefully read through the answer key to exam 1 that I recently posted on Blackboard under Readings and Miscellany. Even if you perform well on exam 1, just as a refresher, I think it'd be good to go through and review the questions and look through the answers, especially the more extensive and elaborate answers that I give to the short answer questions. That should be helpful for you. Okay, next slide. The third thing that I think you should do is, even if you've already reviewed these video lectures, I think that it will help to just go through and listen to two of them again. The first one, colonialism and imperialism, what's the difference? In which I refer to Robert J.C. Young's chapters on colonialism and imperialism. Remember, as I've said on several occasions, that it's important for y'all to understand the differences between colonialism and imperialism. Though they're part of the same historical process, right? That begins in 1492, according to most respectable historians. colonialism comes first, imperialism comes later, right? And they're both part of the same historical process, but there are some rather clear distinctions that Robert J.C. Young draws between these two historical phenomena, at least conceptually speaking. So understand the conceptual differences between colonialism and imperialism. Okay? Uh, Carefully review the definitions of the concepts listed in your post colonialism vocabulary exercise. And I want you to especially focus on the following concepts, which I think are the most important and the ones I'll most likely be testing you on. Colonialism, be able to identify it as a concept and also be able to define it. Imperialism, be able to identify the concept and be able to briefly define it. Colonialist ideology or discourse, be able to identify and briefly define this particular concept. Othering is another important concept. Eurocentrism as well. Colonial subject, and also finally canonical counter discourse. So what's the structure of the exam? The final exam will consist of multiple choice, true, false, and short answer questions, including one short essay question on Age of Iron. Okay? It'll be between 32 to 48 questions. You'll have 2 hours and 15 minutes to complete it after you begin. And then the exam will be accessible from Monday, December 14th at 8 a.m. until Friday, December 18th at 11:59 p.m. And here's the breakdown as I see it of the exam. So psychoanalysis, 5 to 8 questions, Marxism, 5 to 8 questions, feminism, 5 to 8 questions, deconstruction, 5 to 8 questions, eco-criticism, 4 to 6 questions, and probably the most important unit that you'll be tested on the final exam is post-colonialism, 8 to 10 questions. Now, with respect to the short essay, you'll be given a prompt, and I'll be asking you to reflect upon your reading experience of Age of Iron. And I'll ask you also to think of the ways in which you might be able to deploy and use any of the concepts from post-colonialism, or really any of the concepts that we become familiarized with this semester, to do a kind of reading of Age of Iron. I just am really asking you, I'm not so much testing you really, but I'm asking you to begin to think about how it is that you might use the concepts that you learned in this course and apply them to a literary text. Use these concepts to help you to sort of deepen your appreciation and your understanding of the way that literary texts operate. Okay, this is a skill, and the concepts that you've learned this semester should prepare you for your more advanced work as an English major. And that's the main reason that I'm asking you to do this this short essay in the final exam. Okay, so good luck to everyone. Take care and enjoy your holiday break. Bye.